India's High Commissioner Virendra Gupta says they got permission to land the plane carrying guests for the Gupta family wedding 3 weeks before the plane landed at Waterkloof Air Force Base last week. And business confidence in South Africa improves marginally, edging up to 92.3 in April. I'm Richard Brooks. India's High Commissioner Virendra Gupta says they got permission to land the plane carrying guests for the Gupta family wedding 3 weeks before the plane landed at Waterkloof Air Force Base last week. Gupta was speaking at the launch of the India-Africa Festival in Johannesburg. He's maintained that they did nothing wrong and followed protocol when the application was submitted. Government is investigating how clearance to land at Waterkloof, a national key point, was obtained. Gupta explains.
This communication was sent by the defense advisor in our mission to the Chief of Defense Foreign Relations in the South African National Defense Force. I must add that this is the standard channel of communication. I emphasize this is the standard channel of communication prescribed by the government of South Africa with regard to communications from all defense advisors.
Business confidence in South Africa improved marginally, edging up to 92.3 in April. According to the South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry, it was boosted by higher vehicle sales. This after falling to its lowest in 13 years the previous month. But the Chamber's CEO Naren Rao says he's concerned about the slowdown in sales export volumes. Marafit Tabane has more.
Rao says the slowdown is weighing negatively on the BCI both on a monthly and annual basis. Export opportunities are important as they remain a key trigger for growth in a depressed domestic economy.
9 of the 13 sub-indices of the BCI continue to impact negatively on it, and the two improvements that we've seen in new vehicle sales and in the rand exchange rate are also questionable in terms of their ability to sustain the current recent very positive performance that they've provided.
Meanwhile, South Africa could benefit from greater export volumes to its BRICS counterparts and to other emerging and developing countries, given a competitive rand exchange rate.
President Jacob Zuma says the upsurge of armed conflict in some parts of the African continent is hampering efforts to revitalize the continent's economy. He was speaking at a plenary session of the World Economic Forum for Africa in Cape Town. Analysts say the wave of military coups in West and Central Africa has the potential to deter foreign direct investments in the continent's major infrastructure development projects. Zuma explains.
We are working very hard to ensure that we rid the African continent of the conflicts that you have, because you cannot develop Africa to what we want it to be or we wish it to be in 50 years if there are pockets of problems and conflict. So we've got to stop and get rid of conflict in order for us to have the kind of Africa we would want to have in 50 years' time.
Cell phones have just become an important tool for pregnant women in South Africa, as they can now access important information about their pregnancies and unborn babies on their mobile phones. This is part of an initiative called Mobile Alliance for Maternal Action, or MAMA. It's aimed at empowering women to play their part in the prevention of child and maternal mortality in the country. Currently in South Africa, at least 3,000 women die annually due to complications during pregnancy and childbirth, and most of these deaths are preventable. Global Director for MAMA, Kirsten Gagnier.
We work to deliver vital health information to new and expectant moms straight into the palms of their hands via their mobile phones. Our messages are designed to encourage and remind mothers about the importance of things like eating nutritious foods during pregnancy, going to the clinic, exclusive breastfeeding, and immunizing their babies. And for moms living with HIV, we provide tips on preventing mother-to-child transmission of HIV/AIDS.